You just have to stop and you will ask that. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Well, so first of all, according to our syllabus, we have to start what is the basic definition of economics and what is the economic problem. So by economic problem, we know that every human being have a lot of wishes, wants, needs, desires, demands, but he has limited sources. So when unlimited wants are faced by limited sources, so the art, the science by which we have to fulfill our most of our desires, uh, the desires we think that these are the priority. So that art is called economics. So economics is a social science. Its laws are not the laws as chemistry and physics because it needs some assumptions in order to make it uh, true. So when we have unlimited wants and we have very small amount of resources, so by that resources, small resources, we have to fulfill our most of the desires. So that art is called economics, and this problem is called economic problem. So when we see how many types of goods are there that we study in economics, so actually needs have three types. First is called basic need, and then comes facilities, and then come luxuries. So basic needs are the needs that are to be addressed in order to make a person alive. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when a person can fulfill his basic needs and he has sufficient funds, then he comes to the facility section and he facilitates his life. What he does, he purchases some bike or a car, purchases a reasonable house, and he buys some facilities because he has sufficient funds. Then after that, when he has more funds than that, then he goes for the luxuries. So luxuries are the things that are bought just to show the audience or the public that how rich I am, or how good I am, or how high standard I am. So I can explain it like, if we have to travel, we can travel in a normal car. But if someone buys Rolls Royce or like that, he does the same journey, same covers the same distance, but now everyone looks at his cars, so that will be called the luxuries. So economics needs are basic needs, facilities, and luxuries. So what are economic goods and what are uh, free goods? So economic goods, all those goods by which make we have to make payments, that is called economic good. Because in our daily routine life, we buy from the canteen, we buy books, we buy clothes, we buy shoes. So everything by which we have to pay money against their possession, so that is called economic goods. So when we talk about the free goods are the goods that still we need them, but we get them free, just like air, just like sunlight, just like day and night. So all of these things that are provided us, that are free goods. Love of mother, love, affection of father. So all of these things that are basically needs for the human being, but we get them at no cost. So these are called free goods. So I'm just asking you 1 minute questions. So what is economic problem? What did you learn from this? Then we will move on further.
So, economic problem is
Uh, we have unlimited wants and limited resources. So that is economic problem basically.
yeah,
I repeat it again, unlimited wants and limited resources. So we have to meet that most of our desires with the supplied funds, with the resources available. So that art is called economics, and this is called economic problem.
okay.
Harisha, make a note of it, beta. Write notes.
Yes.
Okay. So, Arisha, what is a free good?
So for what you don't need to pay and
Okay, like what?
yeah, like sunlight, air.
Fine. So, what the term scarcity means in economics?
uh, Unlimited wants and limited resources.
Well then. So, in all of these classes, you have to make notes, and whenever, wherever you feel inconvenient or you think that the topic is not cleared in your mind, you may ask it several times. Doesn't matter how many times, but the thing that matter is you have to clear this topic because these are the basics, and we are starting from the very basic thing. So this is actually the foundation. So you need to learn all of these concepts clearly. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So then here comes factors of production. Because in economics, you see that we discuss about firms, industries, and in firms or industries. So the basic difference between a firm and industry, firm is actually a firm is a company that makes some kind of product, and industry is a set of companies that make same product. Just like when we use safeguard soap or lux or just like this stuff, so each safeguard, lux, all of these are firms. So when we talk about the industry, we talk uh, soap industry. Okay.
Okay.
So every uh, every unit or everything that a firm is producing, it needs four things, the four pillars, four production factors. So the first one is land, labor, capital, organization, or entrepreneur. So what is meant by land? In generally, we see that all of the piece of land where we construct something or like that, this is called land. But in economics, land is suggested or utilized at a large scale. We call it everything that is under the earth, that is on the earth, that is called land. Just like trees, forests, mountains, water, minerals, everything that is inside the earth or that is on the earth, that is called land. So first factor is land, and second factor is labor. So when we acquire land, we need some labor to do work. So labor, what is the definition of labor in economics? Actually, labor is someone who gives or provides his services against some funds. So if a person does your work at no cost, so he will not be called a labor. So labor are someone who does some work for the sake of funds, for the sake of money. So that is called labor. So labor, actually, there are two types of labor. One does the physical work, and the other does the mental work. So some people who are doing the mental work, that is called services, and some people, some labor that is doing the physical work, that is called physical labor. So that is the basically definition of labor. So
Okay.
how Here comes the third one, that is capital, land, labor, capital. So capital is actually not only the funds, but everything that is utilized to earn more money. Um, you can say that if a person is skilled, so his skills are his capital. Youth is a capital. So infrastructure is a capital. So every machinery that is being utilized in a production factor, in production, that is called capital. So then the enterprise, enterprise, entrepreneur, or organization are the same thing. So this means that a person who set how many land will be acquired, how many, how much labor will be acquired, and how much capital will be invested in order to make that product. So all the decisions, all the economic decisions that are being taken in that firm by a person, by a board, that is called enterprise, entrepreneur, or organization. We see
Okay.
that land, labor, capital, organization. So these are four production factors. So what they earn. So what we give to the land, we give rent. So what we give to the labor, we give wages, salaries. What we
Mm.
give the capital, capital is rewarded in interest. So what we earn, we give a small proportion from that. So then the entrepreneur, enterprise, or organization, that is the fourth production factor, and that is the last production factor. So that is the responsible in taking profit or loss. If there is loss, so organization will have to face this. If there is profit, so organization have to face this. So land, labor, and capital, nothing in these three things, in these three production factors, no one is responsible for the loss or for the profit. They do their job and earn what is decided. But the organization or the enterprise is the only thing, is the only person, is the only set of people who is responsible for all the economic decisions that are being taken in that firm. So they are responsible for the profit, they are responsible for the losses as well. Okay, so I'm going to ask some questions about production factor. Are you ready for that?
Yes.
I'm sure you have written the notes.
Yes.
In every session, in the after when the session is closed, you have to send me the pictures of the note that you have made during the lecture.
Okay.
Okay, good. So, what is capital and how capital is rewarded?
So capital is the materials required for a company like machinery and
Mhm.
how is it required, like the second.
How it is rewarded? How is it provided?
So
In form of interest. Uh, Funds are also a part of capital. When we take some capital, we give interest against it for the utilization of the capital.
yes.
So, what is the definition of land in economics? I'm sure you are making notes.
Talachar.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Talachar, your voice is hardly audible. Like you could put some mic or something.
Let me check,
Can you
sir.
check the settings? Like before it was coming
Sir,
fine, but all of a sudden it's like hardly audible.
okay. I'll try the earbuds then.
Yes, sir. You please try your headphone or earbuds.
Okay, ma'am. And just give me a second. Is the voice is fine, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Uh, Ma'am, can you hear me? Sir, is the fine voice now?
Yes, sir.
Uh, Sir, is the voice is fine now?
No, sir, it's like same. No improvement. Like it's hardly audible out here.
Let's say
Sir,
you
I
do one
rejoined the
thing, you
meeting.
switch off your camera and just keep the audio on. Then might be in other cases I see that if the camera and audio both are on, then there's a difficulty in audio. So you switch off your camera and just keep the audio on. Then might be
Okay,
there.
ma'am.
Let's see. Say something, sir.
Yes, sir. Am I hearable now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, Harisha can also, I guess, hear
Harisha,
you.
can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Can you hear us? Just a minute.
No, it's not working. May I I rejoin the meeting?
Yes, sir, you please rejoin, and
Yeah,
you
it
have joined from
happens, but I
two
don't know.
terminals. I'm seeing you join from one terminal and you rejoin. You log out completely and then log in.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, I do the same. Yes, ma'am. Is the voice clear now?
Yes, to me it is. Yes.
Oh, thank God. Is Harisha? Harisha, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. There might be some issue with the internet or something else. Thank God it's fixed. So, Harisha, better tell me, what is the definition of land in economics when we talk about the production factors?
So, land is basically all the resources needed from, like, extracting resources from underground, or a place where a firm can be set up.
Fine. So everything that is inside the earth, inside the land, on the land, that is called, that is a part of the definition of land. So now you have to tell me how the production factors, how many production factors are there?
For land, labor,
Yes.
capital, enterprise.
Enterprise. So how land is rewarded?
Rent,
Rent and labor,
wages,
which is very good, and capital
interest, like
and
on
enterprise or organization.
the profits of the company.
Okay, fine. So profit or loss. So both
Yeah,
of these things. So now here we have to learn what is opportunity cost. So there are basically different definitions of opportunity cost. Actually, when a person is intended to pay something against a product when he is going to purchase that. So if you go in the market and you want to purchase a specific mobile phone, and you see that the price of that mobile phone is 10,000. So when you went from your home, you intended that and you estimated that the price of the phone will be 14,000. So when you enter in the a shop and you ask them for the price is 10,000. So this difference that you actually wanted to pay, but you are paying less than that, that is opportunity cost. So there's another definition of opportunity cost. When a person is doing a job in some business and you want to take that skilled person in your company, so you have to pay something extra against this shift. So the amount that is paid extra than his money, that is called opportunity cost. We suppose a person is doing a job in a company at 100,000 and you offered him 120,000 in order to come to your company. So that 20,000 rise is actually the opportunity cost. So these are the two different definitions, but both of these definitions prevail in economics and both of these definitions work in economics. So are you clear with opportunity cost?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the next thing is production possibility curve. So I have went through your test that sir has sent me. So in that test, you made a curve of aggregate demand curve, but instead of aggregate demand curve, you plotted a curve, production possibility curve. So production possibility curve actually is a curve that shows the different combination of two things that a country, that a company, that a firm can produce. So if a firm is producing two things and uh, we have to check how many things it can produce. So we make a production possibility curve. So it is actually the maximum combination of two goods. So I'm going to join it from my PC and I will share my screen because that will help you understand. So uh, can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here I'm going to tell you what is production possibility curve. So assume that so this is actually x-axis and y-axis, and you see that here a company can produce this amount of unit of y commodity, and when we talk about the x commodity, we see that it can produce over here the production. So when we join them, so this curve is called production possibility curve. What is that? Production possibility curve. So production possibility curve says that if a company wants to produce X commodities, it can produce 100 commodities. And if it wants to produce Y commodities, it can produce 70. So when we join both of these, we see that we find a curve that is a production possibility curve. So it is the only curve that is of this shape in economics. So that is why you will be able to find it very easily. So I'm sure you won't be doing any mistake in future. Harysha, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Fine with that. So what happens if a company, if this particular company can produce more commodities of X? So what will happen? So if it can produce more than uh, so this is a shift of production possibility curve. This can be like this way, this can be like this way. So there could be different production possibility curves. So what is the common thing between them? It only shows the combination of two commodities, the maximum combination of two commodities that a firm can produce. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So now we move to the next. If we do it again, I'm going to show you an example. If it's like this way, So there are different combinations on this. The combination is here A, here is a point B, here is a point C, and here is a point D. So at which point the company will start its production. So you see that when we talk about the point B, that is outside the production possibility curve. It means that the firm cannot meet or cannot produce the B point. So that is why the reason is that because it's beyond its resources, and the C is inside the production possibility curve, and firm will not intend to produce on C curve, a C point. Why so? Because it shows low combinations or low amount of X and Y commodities. So firm will have to choose whether it has to produce on A or B, because both of these points lie on the production possibility curve. By name, you can judge that it's the possibility. It's the possibility that a firm can produce. Is it clear, Beta?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we move forward. So how production possibility curve shifts inward and how production possibility curve shifts outward. So when we talk about the shift of inside, so that is just because might be the production factors, the labor, the capital, the organization, or the land have become cheaper as compared to in the past. So that is why the production possibility curve has shifted inward or outward. So here I am going to show. So these are the two possible things that could happen while the shifting of production possibility curve. We abbreviate it PPC, production possibility curve. So you tell me, what is this? The basic production possibility curve was the black line.
Yes.
So what happens? Why it shifted to the blue? What is a possible thing that might happen?
So the production process might increase. So the output
Okay.
also.
The production units may have become cheaper. So the company is in a position to increase its production with same amount of land, labor, capital, organization.
Okay, so
Okay. So what happens? What could be the possible reason that production possibility curve shifted inward? That is the red production possibility curve.
the production became like more expensive, so the output also decreased.
Very good. Well done. So here we move to our next topic. So this was the basic, the nature of economic goods. We studied finite resources, okay, opportunity cost, production possibility curve, and shifting of production possibility curve. So now we have to see what is the allocation of resources. So allocation of resources. So there are two main branches of economics, micro and macro. Microeconomics means when we study the smaller units of the economy. So in microeconomic, micro basically mean 1 million. It means you can judge from the its name that it is the study of small units of economic issues, economic gains, economic losses. And on the other side, when we talk about the macro, macro means as a whole. So when we talk about the price or the income of a single person or a set of a company, this will be studied in microeconomics. And when we talk about the demand of the whole country or the supply of the whole country or the income of the whole country, So that type of economic issues will be addressed in macroeconomics.
Okay, sir.
So we see that there is a market system that sets the price. So market systems there are different market systems in modern world. You can see that there is capitalist economy. Have you heard about it?
Yes, sir. So
Okay.
planned
So
economy
sorry.
is same is planned economy same as capitalistic economy?
Yes, exactly. So we see that how market works is our next topic. How market works. So when we study in closed economy means in an economy when there is no trade, zero trade, the country is in an isolation and country is not doing trade with the rest of the world. So that is called closed economy or closed model. So the role of markets in allocating resources is what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce, how to produce. I'm explaining it again. What to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce, and what to produce. Okay, so market is a place where there are some buyers and there are some sellers. So market is a place where it could be virtual or it could be a physical form, because when we talk about the online market, so that is a virtual market, and when we go in some cloth market or electronics market, so that is called physical market. So market is everything where something is buying or being sold by the sellers. So what forces, Harisa, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So demand and supply, basically these are the two forces that sets the price, and that forces and leads market to do the economic decision. So market, if a free economy or market, it all things are set by the forces of demand and forces. So when we study demand, we see that everything that we desire, that is not our demand. Rather than that, when we have will to purchase and we have power to purchase, when these two things are being fulfilled, that thing will be called our demand. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in economics, I'm going to so here is I'm going to draw a table. Price and demand. You can write it quantity demand or demand. Price was 1, 2, and 3. Price is increasing, so demand is 10, 20, and 30. Demand is also increasing. So, sorry, 30, 20, and 10. So if price increases, demand decreases. Fine.
Yes, sir.
So we have to show this on our screen, on our graph. You know that what is origin and what is x-axis and y-axis?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is called x-axis, and this one on x-axis we take demand, on y-axis we take price. So price is 1, 2, and 3. So from demand 10, 20, and 30. So now we need to put some points. When price was 1, demand was, what was the demand as price 1?
30.
30.
Yeah.
And when price was 2, what was the demand? 20.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
So when the price is 3, what is the demand?
10.
10. So here we draw this is called demand curve that is having negative slope. So same when we talk about the supply function, so you see that quantity supply is a function of price. I'm sure you know that.
Yes.
It has positive relation because when price increases, supply increases. When price decreases, supply also decreases. So we assume that price on 1, 2, and 3, what was quantity supply? Quantity supply was 10, 20, and 30 because as the price is increasing, quantity supply is also increasing. So now we have to put it on the graph. So we do that. When price was 1, what was the quantity supply?
10.
10. Price was 2, what was the quantity supply?
20.
20. So we see that. Price was 3, so what was the quantity supply?
30.
30. So now we arrange these lines and we see that we found a point. That point is called,
Equilibrium.
yes, very good. You know that. So this is called equilibrium. So on this point, quantity supply is 2 and quantity demanded is or supplied is 20. Fine. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So now we see that what will happen when there will be a change in quantity, demand, or supply due to some reasons. This is quantity demand curve, and this is quantity supply curve. And this is demand curve. Clear?
Yes.
This point is our equilibrium. So now, if supply is increasing, supply will shift to rightward. So what will happen to the equilibrium? You see that when it was equilibrium on E, we can find what was the price and what was the quantity, demand or supply. So price was P1, we assume that it could be any number. And quantity demand and quantity supply was Q1. But now you see that quantity demand, supply has increased. So what are the consequences of this act? So we assume that. So you see that price has decreased from
Yes.
P1 to P0 and
Yes.
quantity has increased from Q1 to Q2. So this thing is called shifting of supply curve and effect of shifting of supply curve on market. So when supply is increased, price will decrease and quantity will be increased. So what will happen if supply decreased? So when supply decreased, supply curve will shift leftward. Okay.
Okay.
And now here we find a new equilibrium. So at this equilibrium, you see that there are some changings. Price have gone up, have increased, and quantity, demand and supply have decreased from Q1 to Q0. So this was increase and this was decrease. So one thing that you have to remember is that each time, every time when a commodity, when a thing is or unit is increased, its curve will always shift to the rightward, to the right hand side. And if that item, that product, that thing, supply or demand decreases, so it will shift to the leftward. Doesn't matter, it is aggregate demand, aggregate supply, supply, demand, whatever the curve is. Increase mean shift to the rightward, decrease means shift to the leftward. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So if you need these diagrams, I can save it and send it to ma'am. She will be sending you. Do you need it or not?
Yes. So can you send?
Okay. Fine. So now again, we are here at same equilibrium. So what will happen when demand is shifting? So we see that here quantity supply price was P1 and quantity supplied and quantity demanded was Q1. Okay?
Yes.
Yes, fine. So now we see shift in demand. Demand has increased, so its curve will shift to the rightward. So when it is rightward, we call it D1. So what will happen to the equilibrium? Equilibrium will shift from E to E1, and here the new price and quantity will be set. So here you see that price have gone up from P1 to P2, price have increased, and demand and supply, both of these things, quantity has also increased. So increase in demand affects positive on the market because its price has increased and its quantity has also increased. So what will happen if the demand has decreased? So when demand is decreased, so it will shift leftward. And when it shifts leftward, we see that there is a new equilibrium that shows the different combination of price and demand, and price have gone down from P1 to P0. इसको never talk it, never pronounce it P0, it's P0. Okay.
Okay. So but when the
So
demand is decreasing, why did the price decrease?
Yes, that is an intelligent question. So that means you are taking interest in the topic. Very good. So the thing is, Kate, quantity demand is a function of price. That is what we know. So we need that if price is increased, demand is increased. So price and both of these are having positive relation. Positive relation mean negative relation. Negative relation means if price increases, demand decreases. If price decreases, demand increases. Now here comes your question. So why demand, when demand is decreased, why quantity is decreased and price has gone down? You see that in our normal days, in our normal markets, when you see that in 1 month or a couple of months, there will be a summer season. So the demand for the winter clothes will be reduced or will become zero. So what will happen to its price? Its price will also go down. So we have learned that the price and demand has negative relation, but here we see that this is a positive relation. So in mathematics, in economics, you have to make it in your mind that all the things, all the variables that are on the right hand side of the equation, that will change first. If the left hand side variable that is written on the left hand side, if it changes, then it does not follow the rules. Got it?
Yes, sir.
If you have still any confusion, you can ask. You see that quantity demand, if it is increased, if quantity demand is increased, we see that there is a shift, increase in price as well. Because when demand is increased, so price will also be increased. But this thing is not belonging to the law of demand, because we have studied that price changes first. So price will be changed first, then the things will be the different. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we can see there are some different things also that may happen while there is a shift. We have studied shift in supply, shift in demand, but what will happen when both of these quantities will shift? So we assume that supply has increased, and we assume that demand has decreased. What will have this effect on quantity? It will have no effect on quantity, but the price has gone down. These could be the possible scenarios. So the new equilibrium is E1. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what will happen if supply is decreased? So when it is decreased, definitely it will shift to the leftward. And demand is increased. When it is increased, we see that there is a
Increase in
increase over here, increase in price, but no change in quantity demand or quantity supplied overall in the market. This could also be a possible reason. So
Yes.
there is another scenario of the market that we may face. When supply has increased, supply has increased, demand also increases. So what will set this? So there will be no change in price, but there will be increase in quantity. Did you see that?
Yes, sir.
These are the possible things that may happen in the market, because market is being forced by the forces of demand and supply. So all things that are quantity, how much quantity will be demanded, how much price will be set, that is all decided by the forces of demand and supply forces.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so now if you are ready, I'm going to ask some questions about this topic.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so what will happen to the supply curve when supply has increased?
Only supply.
You just have to tell me what will be the shift of supply curve when supply is increased.
It will shift to the right words.
Well done,
Like,
well done.
yeah.
Like, and that we can see on the screen. Hello?
So, like what?
Like what? You have to give example, or you are asking me for that?
Or like what will be the cause of supply shifting to the right side?
The only thing is price.
Yeah.
And there are certain more things that we called parameters. Those are the forces that forces or pushes supply or pulls supply downward or upward. So that forces are called parameters. Just like if government introduces some soft policies for the industry, then the industry has to give small amount of taxes, then definitely supply will be increased. And when there is a season going to be start of the summer season, then the summer stuff supply of the summer stuff will be increased. So all of these things can force or push supply to upward or pull downward.
Yes.
Okay. So is there anything else you want to ask in this topic, especially in market?
So, like, can you
The thing that
explain
is
reasons
so,
of market failure?
of market failure. So market failure is definitely our next topic, but I can explain you what is the reason. Actually, in economics, we study the consumers who are rational. Irrational consumers are not studied in economics. So rational consumer, what's the definition of a rational consumer? Rational consumer is a consumer that knows the price, the demand and supply forces, all that are prevailing, practicing in the market right now. So that will be called rational consumer. So when there is an irrational consumer, he doesn't know what's the price set in the market. So the buyer or the seller can give same product in high price because he is unaware of the price of the market. So there could be many things that can failure the forces of the market failure, because government can introduce some policies, some strict policies, and that will definitely fail the market system, because government must not intervene in the market system, but if it has to, then it has to be very limited. So these are the basic causes of the market failure. So
Okay.
we will be definitely studying it in our next lecture. So don't worry, everything will be studied, and we will do practice. We will do quizzes, assignments, everything, and you will be very good in economics. And everything that I see in your paper that sir has sent me, I have observed it minutely, and I have noticed many things. So I will keep that mind.
Yes, sir.
So, Harisha, we will study in our next session the remaining topics. So, ma'am, can I leave now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The class is over.
Yes, ma'am. Class is over because I guess you asked me
Yeah,
for
the time
1
is
hour.
over. Yes, 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 yes. Okay,
Yes.
sir. Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
next class. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay, Harisha?
Sunday. I think it's Sunday. It's 11 a.m. I guess.
Yeah, that's right, ma'am.
Sunday or
Sunday 11
Saturday?
a.m. Yes, yes. We'll meet again.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
sir.
Yeah.